Donald Trump is having a disastrous Thursday morning. He's off to his usual ranting and raving like a lunatic on social media, but he also just announced a new ambassador he is appointing. The ambassador to Malaysia is someone named Nick Adams. I'll tell you more about Nick Adams in a moment, but the new United States ambassador to Malaysia says the following: when a woman is cooking dinner for me, this is how we split the responsibilities. She cooks, I eat, she cleans, I head to Hooters, that's it. Or how about this one right here? Pick up your Bible, get in your diesel-powered truck, go to Hooters. They hate this. Or how about this? Alpha males celebrate Valentine's Day by having a foursome at the country club and going out to Hooters with the boys. This is the new United States ambassador to Malaysia. The United States, it's not funny. Every single day, the United States is losing more and more credibility. Yesterday, we attacked Brazil, saying that we were going to impose 50% tariffs unless they stop a criminal prosecution of Jair Bolsonaro, who led a coup against the current leadership in Brazil. And Donald Trump continues to demean our allies. Here's what Donald Trump posted this morning as well. He goes, too late. That's how he refers to the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, because we have a little petulant toddler in the White House. And again, no offense to petulant toddlers. He goes, too late demeans the great credit of the USA. We are now again the #1 credit in the world. Gigantic comeback. The Fed rate should be reflective of this. Lower the rate, exclamation point. Then Donald Trump. By the way, the fundamentals of our economy are not strong at all right now. Inflation is up. As you know, housing is less affordable. And things are much worse than they were before Donald Trump took office. Then Donald Trump posts the following: from the great Greg Jarrett, it's clear Trump was framed. The collusion narrative was a conspiracy itself. The collaborators knew it was a lie, but they manipulated the dossier and the CIA to peddle their fairy tale. Brennan and Comey manipulated the system and the documents itself. They abused their power. Comey launched a case against Trump in violation of FBI regulations. He deceived the FISA court with the dossier to gain a blah, 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 blah. These are the rantings and ravings of a lunatic. This is like a 5150 hold needs to be placed on Donald Trump. What are we in? July 10th, 2025. And Donald Trump is whining about James Comey and John Brennan. But you know what he's doing here, right? He is distracting from the fact that he's not releasing the Epstein files, or claiming that the Epstein files no longer exist. And he just wants us to look the other way. Ooh, the new one. Have we told you about Russia again? Remember that? Let's play our greatest hits. By the way, all throughout the morning, Donald Trump continued to post stuff like this. In a blockbuster report, the CIA has belatedly exposed the rank corruption amongst intelligence officials. Donald, every day, currently, right now, you're colluding with Russia. In public, in plain view. I don't need to see secret text or dossiers. I can literally watch and observe what you're doing. You are withholding weapons from Ukraine and stringing them along. Maybe I'll give it. Maybe I won't give it. I saw what you did with Zelensky in the Oval Office, and I see how you treat Vladimir Putin. And Putin's out there saying, oh, Donald and I spoke about cultural exchanges, and we're going to make movies and musicals together, and you don't deny that. That's collusion right there. I see it in plain view. I don't need secret text messages. As I mentioned at the outset of this video, Donald Trump has nominated Nick Adams of Florida to be an ambassador to Malaysia. Adams is from Australia, and I shared with you some of his posts at the outset. Here's the types of videos that Adams would post about himself, or he would like go in front of like the Anheuser-Busch factory and say, I'm an alpha male, and this is very bad for the alpha male community. Here, just watch this. This was recorded April 3rd, 2023. Here, play this clip.
This is a solemn day in alpha male history. I am here in Dallas, outside the Anheuser-Busch facility, and I cannot believe the betrayal that we are currently witnessing. This is Judas-level betrayal of the alpha male community and just a week before Easter.
And just so you think I'm not making this up, I mean, you saw the official press release, and here is Nick Adams' video saying that he is so proud to be now the United States ambassador to Malaysia. Here, play this clip.
It is nothing short of a lifetime's honor to take the president's goodwill and spread it to the great people of Malaysia. It is, Mr. President, my honor to represent you and serve our nation before King Ibrahim Iskandar and his people. To His Majesty, I look forward to working with your government to strengthen ties between our friendly people.
I just want you to think about the country of Malaysia, the surrounding countries in that region, just what kind of message this is sending. How unserious of a country the United States is. What are we a prankster country? Is that what we're reduced to? If you were going to, much worse than that, if you were going to take the steps to try to humiliate the United States of America on the world stage, and you were to say, what is the most embarrassing and humiliating things you can do? It would be everything that Donald Trump did, right? Saying that you want to take over Canada and turn it into the 51st state, that you want to conquer Greenland, and no matter what, you're going to annex Greenland, attacking the NATO allies, supporting Vladimir Putin, going after, tariffing the world, allowing alliances to form outside of the United States, whereas the United States once brought together Japan, South Korea. Now you see China, South Korea, and Japan having minister level meetings. And now we have Nick Adams, everybody, as the ambassador of Malaysia. How utterly embarrassing. This morning as well, Donald Trump woke up to some bad news. A federal judge in New Hampshire issued a class action nationwide injunction blocking Donald Trump's ban on birthright citizenship. Yep. Judge Joseph LaPlante, after the Supreme Court ruled that you can't order nationwide injunctions on anything unless there's a class action that is brought, and unless a class action is certified, the federal judge in New Hampshire said that there is a class, a group of people, current babies who have just been born. That's the class. It's made up of current babies who can now be forced to lose their citizenship based on Donald Trump's executive order. And that's what the Supreme Court basically said. Okay, you can't have nationwide injunctions unless you have a class. It has to be a well-defined class. Well, the well-defined class is those who are impacted by this. You know, all of the new babies who were born here who are no longer, I guess, viewed as citizens under the executive order. So the birthright citizenship order is an executive order by Donald Trump, which violates the Constitution, and you can't do executive orders in violation of the Constitution, is currently paused. That'll work its way up to the Supreme Court. Just some other economic data to report for you. Warehouse vacancies climbed to the highest level in more than a decade. This is the second quarter vacancy rate of 7.1%, as reported by Cushman Wakefield, was up from 6.1% a year earlier. More U.S. warehouse space is vacant than at any time in the past 11 years, as companies hold off leasing new space amid rapidly changing trade policies. Some other consumer signals: Delta Q2 main cabin bookings down 5%. Costco June comps run a bit light. Amazon preliminary Prime sales day data down 41%. Bank of America says lower income households are spending growth is particularly soft, with their total card spending growth negative year over year.
So you ever try to sleep with one mosquito in the room? That high-pitched buzzing near your ear, the frantic lights on, lights off routine trying to find it, only to wake up the next morning covered in bites? That used to be me every summer night in my house until I reached my breaking point. Introducing this episode's sponsor, Bzigo Iris, your smart home mosquito detector. Bzigo Iris is a cutting-edge device that uses computer vision and AI to detect, track, and pinpoint mosquitoes in real time. No more guessing, no more swatting at thin air, just a simple, precise way to finally take control of your space. It scans your room 24/7, even in total darkness, thanks to its night vision tech. When it spots a mosquito, it marks it with a safe laser and instantly alerts you through the app, whether you're in the room or halfway around the world. It's chemical-free, eco-friendly, and honestly, it's kind of genius. And if you're traveling, Bzigo's got a travel mode too. So stop losing sleep over mosquitoes. Take back your nights with Bzigo. Go to bzigo.com/discount/Meidas and save 10% off. That's bzigo.com/discount/Meidas, MEIDAS, and use that code Meidas to get 10% off. Say goodbye to itchy bites and sleepless nights. Thank you, Bzigo, for sponsoring this episode.
It's always interesting to see how the MAGAs are trying to spin Donald Trump claiming the Epstein list no longer exists. Remember this lady, Anna Paulina Luna, the MAGA Republican congresswoman whose real name actually isn't Anna Paulina Luna. She's got kind of that like George Santos, very suspicious background kind of thing going, like, where's she from? What's her real name? Who is she? Who is she really? Anyway, she went on the Benny Johnson show and she was asked about the Epstein list because she ran like the Epstein list caucus. This was like one of her main issues. And she's like, you know what? I don't really care anymore. I don't really think Trump's on it. If Trump was on the list, wouldn't they have released it during the campaign? What are you even talking about? Here, play this clip.
Then it needs to happen. And so we'll continue to push for that release, call for it. But it's been deafening how many members of Congress have been silent on this. And to be clear, also, I want to clear something up. I do not think, and I've told this to multiple media outlets because I've been getting questions on this, is Trump on the Epstein client list? No. And I'm very positive of that because if he was, they would have released it during the election cycle. But what I do know and what I'm seeing right now across, every aspect, whether it's rich, poor, famous, not famous, people have actual concerns. Are people basically paying off people to be quiet? And that's not okay.
And that's the thing with these Trump regime people. At the end of the day, they will always twist and contort themselves into whatever Daddy Trump wants of them. I think that's what they call him right now, right? More data we're getting. I did a whole report on this yesterday. Hat tip for CNN for getting the first scoop on this. How FEMA's response to Texas flood was slowed by Kristi Noem's cost-cutting efforts. Anything that cost above $100,000 needed her personal sign-off, and it took her more than 72 hours to sign off on the urban search and rescue teams. 72 hours before the urban search and rescue teams were signed off on. And here she is on Fox saying, oh, it's just a bunch of CNN fake news. Well, why don't you address the reality? Did you sign off on the urban search and rescue teams right away, or did it take you 72 hours? But no, fake news. Here's what she says.
At that point, CNN is basically got a report accusing you of slowing the process. Yeah. Would you like to respond to that?
Well, there you go. Fake news. CNN, again, is absolutely trash what they are doing by saying that, because our Coast Guard, our Border Patrol, BORTAC teams were there immediately. Every single thing I was on, they asked for, we were there. The governor and the emergency management director, Noem Kid, are fantastic. And nobody there has said anything about that they didn't get everything that they wanted immediately or that they needed. And I'm proud of the work that we've done to support that. But, we've got flooding going on in New Mexico as well, right. North Carolina. So I've been visiting with their leadership team and spent quite a bit of time on the phone yesterday with the New Mexico governor, getting them resources as well. And that's what we do. And the fact that CNN is continuing to be political and push out fake information and false and information and lies is not shocking, but it's a disservice to the country. It's a real disservice to the country because people start to mistrust anything that comes out then over the news. And then, well, that's true. Yeah, but they just don't trust anybody anymore. And that's not the kind of country.
Certainly we are praying.
New York Times is also reporting how Camp Mystic's cabins were so close to the river's edge that they were considered part of the river's floodway, a corridor of such extreme hazard that many states and counties ban or severely restrict construction in these types of floodway corridor areas. But that's where they put the camp. So just think about all levels of government breakdown here. Because at the federal level, the Trump regime wants to destroy government. At the state level, Texas wants to destroy government. At the local level, at Kerr County and at Kerrville, I've showed you countless videos of the sheriffs, of the judge who leads the county, of the mayor of Kerrville. You've seen Governor Abbott. We don't want to talk about this. We're not talking. Stop blaming. We need to pray. What are we talking about? We need why would we need alert systems? Why would we need, there was no warning systems. There was like limited to no communication between the feds and the states. You put the kids right in the flood corridor. This is what happens when you just try to act like government shouldn't do anything. Too much regulation. Why would we want any of that? No, you need to, there's a role sometimes for government. Finally, I want to share this with you. This is we'll give you some good news from the AFL-CIO bus tour. They're touring the country right now, going stop to stop, meeting with local unions and talking about the issues that matter to unions. Watch the AFL-CIO president right here, because this is the good work that's being done on the ground that needs to be highlighted. Let's watch it.
Change can happen, and it's not. The answer is not a political party here in Washington, D.C. The answer is not more of the broken status quo. The answer is a good union job. The answer is working people in our communities, no matter who you are, no matter where you came from, how you voted, joining together and standing up for freedom, fairness, and security is what we believe.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe, and let's get to 6 million subscribers.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.